Why do you think it's unfair? Tara, you've got 4 children, 24, 23, 18 and 16. Why do you think that they have a different or better life than somebody who has an only child?
I think everybody should go with what's right for them. To me, I think that my family are better as a result of having each other. They support each other. I can say to my son, you really need to study for your exams, and he can... But when his brother says, look, mate, I had to study and that's how I achieved what I did, then it's a different message. And I think all the way along, you can say to your kids, look, I've had enough, go upstairs and play. When you've got one, you're the playmate as well.
Actually, I do relate to that, Sam. You know, I've got Jack. I mean, Jack has obviously his stepbrothers and sisters, but when he was very young, I was with him a lot on my own, and I do relate to that. When you're tired, and then they go, "Hey, should we go and play Star Wars?" The times I was dressed up as Princess Leia and running up and down the stairs with a lightsaber, you are responsible for kind of creating the play with them, aren't you?
To an extent, but. I mean, having an only child, it does make it slightly easier to access sort of childcare provision. So, things like creches, because I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of mothers face when deciding how many children they have is looking at childcare because, and I'm sure you can agree, if you're looking to go to work full-time and you're looking to put your children into full-time daycare, I know for me at one point putting my daughter in was almost the equivalent of a mortgage payment each month.
But Sam, just to make it clear to viewers, this was your choice. It's not that you can't have more children.
No.
You have chosen.
Absolutely, but I think part of some of the decision-making for a lot of women, part of it for me as well was, I knew that I could comfortably afford one child. And also, I only ever envisioned having one child because, and I mean, especially when she arrived and she was just my all, and to sort of envision having more and having to share that love.
I think a lot of mothers feel that, don't they, Tara? Say, I loved the first one so much. A lot of my friends who went on to have more children, they were concerned. They were like, am I going to be able to love number 2 and 3 as much?
Oh, most definitely. I remember when my son was in my tummy and he was kicking me and everything else. I was thinking, am I going to... At the moment, I sort of resent him. Not anymore, son, I love him.
But Tara, when people say that, people often say that to me, do you have a favourite, whatever? I can honestly say equal love for each one of my 4 children, equal love, and it's not a problem or not a dilemma.
You're totally right. They are just all wonderful and they're all different in their own way, which is wonderful. But it is not easy bringing up a family and working, and that's why I started the Venus Awards. It was to recognise women in business that work so hard. How do we do it? I mean, I had a lot of help, but a lot of people don't.
See, Sam sat down. You're the epitome of family planning.
Yes, I'll tell you what, my daughter was so planned, like pretty much down to the day. She was the most wanted and planned for child that there probably ever was. And I mean, fortunately, she does have a half-brother, so she sort of has that input every so often. But again, a lot of her social interaction came from going to group settings. And, I had my daughter because I wanted a daughter. So, things like, yes, it got annoying playing the Hello Kitty game at silly o'clock in the morning, but in the same breath, I knew that with each month that she grew and she would sort of grow into her own person, and then, the nappy changing and the Hello Kitty games.
You were so determined to only have one child that you went, quite drastic, some people might think, measures of being sterilised. Because you said, that's it, I know I don't want any more. When did you decide that? When did you know, definitely, no more children?
When I was pregnant. I'd actually... my daughter's father was booked in to have his sterilisation. And then when our marriage parted, for me, it was a case of, well, I definitely don't want any more children. So I'd applied for my sterilisation at 29, and the doctor wasn't too keen and sort of made me wait for a month until I turned 30, and then that was it.
What about people, Sam, who say, Well, it's a bit selfish to just say, you know, I desperately wanted this child and I loved them so much and they're all mine, and you then don't give them siblings to grow up with.
Whenever I ask my daughter Fury, would you like a younger brother or sister? I mean, sometimes we tease her with, oh, we're going to have another baby, and she's mortified because at school she is treated the same as every other person in that class. You know, when out and about, she's no more special than the next child to strangers.
What about her with yours? Have you ever said to them, would you have liked to have been an only child, and there are 4 of them?
I don't think I have ever asked that question, but I'm pretty certain if I did, they would say no way. Because they have that bond. And somebody that's not family can't replace that.
And you find it hard to sort of comprehend, I suppose, Sam's thinking on all of this, that you would deliberately say, do you know what, one's enough for me. But a lot of people say, I don't want any, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's a fabulous choice. What I do talk sometimes at schools because I don't think women should miss that opportunity because of career or whatever. You know, bear in mind it's like a 10-year window nowadays by the time women start having children when they can't anymore. And I feel quite strongly, don't miss it because you just forgot.